Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to the SQL exercise playlist. So, this playlist is to discuss the interview questions which are asked in SQL or generally in any coding rounds. So, today, this was one of the coding round question which was asked for SQL developer position, fresher level. Okay. So, the question is like this was the sample data given like travel traveler underscore info and route details. These are the two tables with the sample data were given. Along with that, like it for each route, report, arrival, departure, and sum of cost. So we need to return these three columns, okay, based on the sample data. Okay. So this was the question, SQL coding round question, okay, for SQL developer position, okay, entry level, okay. So first, analyze the data. So we have in the traveler underscore info table, we have the traveler ID, route ID, and cost. Okay. Along with that, we have in the route details, we have the route ID, arrival, and departure. Okay. So, this is basically based on the data like the traveler info table, we have the traveler related information, right? So we have the matching column here, right? The route ID, right? So in the traveler underscore info, the route ID is the foreign key basically. Okay. So let's first, so we have analyzed the data and we found that these are the two matching columns. Okay. And what we have to return now, we have to return three columns, right? Arrival, departure, and sum of course. Okay. So, let's figure out like what all functions we are going to use. So in this question, only one function, that is the sum function, right? So we are going to use, okay, which is aggregate function. So now we are actually familiar with these are aggregate functions, right? So, now let's write the query. So select, first write the column names which we are want to return, right? So we want the arrival. So arrival is in, so we want the arrival, right? We want arrival followed by the departure, right? These two columns we need from the route details, right? Okay, followed by the sum of cost, which is in the travel underscore info table. Okay, comma the sum of the cost, right? From traveler info. Okay, first I'll write the query and I'll explain. Okay, let me give alias, let's say TI traveler info. Okay, join the route details as RD. Okay, on TI dot route ID equals RD dot route ID. Okay, so based on alias TI, no, TI we have no, it's the arrival belongs to the RD, that is route details table. So RD dot this and this, like TD. So here we have the let's say we have the unique column, so no need to mention this RD alias, but still for the group practice we can mention like this. Okay, so here again, here we are using the aggregate function. So apart from that, rest all columns present in the select, we have to write that in group by. If we are not writing, it will give us error. One very common error, like the select list, because this column is invalid because in the select it is not contained in either. Okay, very friendly error. All developers experience this error. So always remember, if you are using the aggregate function, so apart from that, we have to group by these two columns because the aggregate, okay, is calculated for the set of rows, right? So rd dot arrival and then rd dot deep. Okay, that's it, I guess. We will, yeah. So let me give the column name as total cost. Okay, fine. So we got the result. Okay, so we have written the arrival, departure, and sum of costs. So now here a question may arise like why inner join, right? As you can see here we have applied the inner join because, okay, why inner join we have applied here. Okay, let's first analyze the data. So by analyzing the data, we found that these are the two matching columns. Okay, but here inner join because the data is belongs to what we are generating a report on the based on the travel, right? So if we are traveling, of course there is source and destination involved, right? Okay, we are traveling, that means what, we are traveling from one point to another point, right? So source and destination, right? So ultimately the route id, whatever the route id is, like for having in the route details, so that particular id should be present in the traveler underscore info table, right? Okay, then only the sum will be calculated. I hope you guys are getting, right? For every traveler there is a source and destination, right? So the cost, these are all cost are from end to end, right? So ultimately inner join we have to apply. Okay, so in this way, first by analyzing the data before writing query, always analyze the data, like what kind of join I have to use, because okay, so we have to give it a thought before writing a query, because in coding round you we have to pass all the test cases, right? So that's the reason here we have applied the inner join, because source to destination end to end, then only the cost is calculated. So that particular ID should present here, right? So inner join. So this was the question and this was the query. Okay, let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts. Okay, so in the next video we will come up with another such coding questions. Okay, so let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.